Have you ever poured like countless hours into a game, bought those rare items, maybe even spent real money,
Oh, yeah.
only to realize you don't actually own them? What if the game shuts down or, I don't know, your account gets banned?
All gone.
All that digital investment just poof, gone. It's a frustrating thought, right? And it feels kind of unfair.
Totally.
So today we're diving into a project called Immutable, or IMX, and they're aiming to fundamentally change that whole experience by bringing, true digital ownership to the gaming world. We've got a whole stack of sources here, and our mission today is basically to cut through the jargon.
Yeah, get to the core of it.
Exactly. Extract the absolute essentials for you. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding a really complex but maybe game-changing corner of the internet.
Exactly. Let's unpack this, because Immutable isn't just, another tech company. They're really tackling some of the biggest headaches for both developers and players, especially in this evolving world of Web3 that's, the next generation internet where users actually own their stuff.
Okay.
So our deep dive will explore how Immutable solves those issues, like slow speeds, high costs, how it makes digital items genuinely yours.
And the risks too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll definitely look at the challenges and risks they still face, no question.
So if I'm just a regular gamer, what are the actual problems Immutable is trying to fix for me? Or, for the game developers I like.
Yeah?
Why can't I just keep playing my current games and buying skins? What's the real pain point here?
That's a fantastic starting point, because the problems Immutable addresses are pretty fundamental. They're kind of why Web3 games haven't really hit the mainstream yet.
Okay.
Like, imagine trying to play a fast-paced game, right?
Yeah.
But every time you pick up a coin or maybe sell an item, you have to wait minutes.
Yeah.
Literally minutes.
Minutes.
And not just wait. It actually costs you real money sometimes, a lot, just to complete that action. That's the reality if you try building directly on, say, Ethereum.
Minutes to pick up a coin. That sounds like that would just kill any game. Total nightmare.
Precisely. The core issue is low scalability and speed. Ethereum, the main blockchain Immutable builds on.
Yeah.
Well, it can only handle maybe 15 transactions a second, which is tiny. For context, a dynamic game needs thousands of actions per second. Buying, crafting, trading.
Thousands versus 15. Okay, I see the problem.
Big bottleneck. Makes gaming on the main chain incredibly slow, frustrating. And then there are the high and unpredictable fees. They call them gas fees.
Right, I've heard of those.
Yeah, they can cost anything from a few bucks to hundreds. Seriously, hundreds of dollars, depending on how busy the network is. So small in-game buys, like a $1 skin,
Forget it.
totally unfeasible.
Okay.
Who wants to pay $50 in fees for a $1 item?
Nobody. That's just, bad economics. So it's slow and expensive, but isn't Web3 also just complicated?
Absolutely. That's a huge one. Poor user experience.
Yeah.
Or UX. Most gamers, they aren't tech experts. They're not
Right.
crypto nerds.
Definitely not.
But Web3, traditionally, it requires understanding crypto wallets, seed phrases, buying crypto on an exchange, then paying those gas fees. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Way too much friction.
Exactly. This high barrier just scares away the vast majority of players. They're used to, one-click buys and easy logins.
Like in the regular Web2 games.
Right. And finally, the biggest kind of philosophical problem you mentioned at the start, the lack of true ownership. In Web2 games, players spend billions, literally billions, on items they don't actually own.
It's more like renting, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If the game studio shuts down the game or bans your account, poof, your investment is gone. Immutable wants to flip that. Genuine ownership, where you control your assets, not the company.
Okay, so slow, expensive, confusing, and you don't even own your stuff in the end. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a problem worth fixing. So what's Immutable's big idea then? How do they tackle all of that? Can you give us one of your simple analogies to make it crystal clear?
Absolutely. Let's try this. Think of the main Ethereum blockchain, like a major city highway. During rush hour.
Okay, got it. Packed.
Super secure, everyone uses it, but yes, slow, incredibly congested, and the tolls, the gas fees can be sky high.
Makes sense.
So Immutable's core idea is to build a specialized express lane right on top of that highway. But this lane is exclusively for games and digital collectibles.
Ah, an express lane just for games. Okay, that clicks immediately.
Right. So this express lane, it's what we call a layer 2 solution. It still connects directly to the main highway.
So it gets the security.
Exactly. It inherits all of Ethereum's really strong security. But this lane is designed to be incredibly fast, incredibly cheap, often basically free for users, and just much, much easier to navigate.
Okay.
Its main goal: process thousands of game transactions quickly, cheaply,
Huh.
while making sure those digital items you own are still safe, genuinely yours, because they're ultimately tied back to that super secure main highway.
Got it.
Their mission is pretty clear: to bring digital ownership to every player in the world, and the long-term vision to become kind of like the Steam for Web3 gaming.
Wow, the default platform.
Yeah, the go-to place where all these games and digital items live and thrive.
That's a brilliant analogy, the express lane. But how does it actually work, like under the hood?
Yeah.
What's happening in that lane to make it fast and free, but still secure?
Okay, yeah, here's where it gets really interesting. So Immutable doesn't replace Ethereum, right? It builds on top of it.
Leverages it.
Exactly. They use this clever tech called ZK rollups. Now think of it like this.
Okay, ZK rollups.
Instead of every single tiny game action, buying a sword, selling a shield, whatever, being recorded one by one on that slow main Ethereum highway.
Which would take forever and cost a fortune.
Right. Immutable's Express Lane bundles thousands of these transactions together, but it does it off-chain.
Off-chain, meaning like process somewhere else first.
Yeah.
Not directly on the main Ethereum blockchain.
Exactly. Processed quickly outside the main Ethereum network. Then, for that whole massive bundle, thousands of transactions, they create one tiny, super secure cryptographic receipt, or a proof.
Like a summary receipt.
Kind of, yeah. A mathematical proof that confirms every single transaction in that bundle was valid. And then this tiny receipt gets sent to the main Ethereum highway for verification.
Ah, so Ethereum only has to check the receipt, not every single transaction.
Precisely. So because Ethereum only checks that one small receipt instead of thousands of individual transactions, it's incredibly fast and cheap.
Makes sense.
But, and this is crucial, the security of all those thousands of transactions is still guaranteed by Ethereum's massive decentralized network.
Okay, that's clever. But hang on, you mentioned different kinds of games. Some are about collecting, some are complex worlds. How does one express lane handle all that?
Good question. Well, Immutable actually has two main express lanes right now. They're designed for slightly different types of games, different needs.
Okay.
The first is Immutable X. That's their original one. Super high performance. It's really optimized for pure NFT scaling, making minting, trading NFTs practically free and incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Like over 9,000 transactions per second fast.
Wow. Okay, so that's great for games with lots of trading, collecting, like card games.
Exactly. Perfect for those NFT-heavy games. Then the second lane is Immutable ZK EVM.
ZK EVM.
Yeah, they created this one in partnership with Polygon Labs. Think of this one as like a super flexible express lane. It's fully compatible with something called the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM,
Right.
meaning it basically speaks the same language as Ethereum, so developers can easily bring over existing games or build new, complex ones using the tools they already know.
Ah, that makes it way easier for traditional game developers to jump in.
Huge difference. Dramatically lowers the barrier for them to enter Web3.
So one lane for super fast trading, another flexible one for complex games using familiar tools. That's smart. What's the long-term plan? Stick with two.
Nope. Their big plan, targeting the end of 2025, is actually to combine these two lanes into one seamless immutable chain.
Ah, unify.
Exactly. The goal is that developers, players,
Mm.
they won't even have to think about which lane they're on. It'll just be one unified, fast, secure gaming environment. It's a really comprehensive approach, trying to simplify the whole experience.
Okay, the tech sounds really efficient, bundling transactions, getting security from Ethereum, but let's bring it back to me. Someone who just wants to play games, maybe owns some cool digital stuff. What are the actual tangible benefits I'd experience?
Right. What does it all mean for you, the player? Well, it really boils down to a much, much better gaming experience. Plus, true digital ownership, without those typical Web3 headaches.
Okay, lay it on me.
So the big one, true digital ownership, I keep saying it, but it's key. Your in-game items, that rare sword, unique skin, maybe a piece of virtual land, they are genuinely yours.
Not just rented.
Exactly. They're NFTs, non-fungible tokens, digital assets that you control in your own wallet. You can trade them, sell them on marketplaces, maybe even use them in other compatible games if the developers allow it.
That'd be huge. I have so many old skins I can't do anything with.
Right? This isn't just about owning a sword. It's like fundamentally shifting power from the publisher to you, the player. Your investment has real portable value. It challenges the whole traditional game business model.
Definitely. Okay, what about those crazy gas fees you mentioned? That's a total deal breaker for me.
Yeah, another massive benefit. No gas fees for most transactions.
Yeah.
For things like minting, trading NFTs on Immutable X. Zero gas fees.
Zero.
Zero. And even for users coming through their Immutable passport system on the ZK EVM chain, Immutable actually subsidizes your transaction fees.
Wow. Okay, so I can actually buy or sell small items without some hidden fee eating all the profit?
Precisely. It's a game changer for those microtransactions, makes them actually viable.
That's incredible. But what about logging in? The whole complicated crypto wallet thing, that still sounds like a barrier.
They've tackled that too with seamless familiar login. They call it Immutable Passport.
Yeah.
Basically, gone are the days of needing to understand complex crypto wallets just to play. With Passport, you can log in using your existing Google account or Apple account like you normally would.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and behind the scenes, a secure crypto wallet is automatically created for you. It feels just like logging into any regular Web 2 app, but you get the power of Web 3 underneath.
That sounds so much better. Easy.
And it's popular. By 2025, they already had over 5 million registrations. Shows how user-friendly it is.
Okay, much more inviting. And if I truly own my items, how easy is it to sell them? Is there actually a market?
Absolutely. That's another benefit. Global liquid marketplaces. If you get an NFT on Immutable, it's instantly discoverable, tradable across all the major connected marketplaces. OKX, Rarible, others.
So it's not stuck in one game's little walled garden.
Exactly. Creates massive liquidity. Make your assets easier to buy, easier to sell, gives them real accessible value. And because of the platform itself is so fast, remember, 9,000 plus transactions per second, your gameplay itself is smooth, responsive. No lag, no delays like you see in some other blockchain games.
Yeah.
Big titles like Gods Unchained, Illuvium, Guild of Guardians are already thriving here. Guild of Guardians actually got over 1 million pre-registrations.
Wow. Okay, this sounds amazing for gamers.
Yeah.
What about the developers? Are they getting a good deal here too?
Definitely. For game developers, a big plus is enforceable royalties. Meaning if they sell an item and then someone else resells it later on a marketplace, the original creator still gets a percentage of that secondary sale, automatically enforced.
Ah, so they keep earning if their creations remain popular.
Exactly. It fosters a healthier, more sustainable ecosystem for the people making the games, ensures they're compensated for the ongoing value, and maybe the biggest signal of confidence, big name backing.
Like who?
Major players. Ubisoft, using it for their Might and Magic Fates game. GameStop, for their NFT marketplace. Big Korean publisher Netmarble. Even Disney and TikTok have partnered with or used Immutable's tech in various ways.
Disney. Wow. Okay, that's serious industry trust. Mainstream validation.
For sure.
Okay, wow. Those benefits sound truly transformative. True ownership, no fees, easy login, big names involved. It almost sounds, well, too good to be true.
Yeah.
What are the catches, the downsides, the risks, immutable faces? What should we be aware of?
Right. This is where the critical thinking comes in. Because while Immutable has a lot going for it, like any super ambitious project, it definitely comes with risks.
Okay.
The biggest one, probably, related to its tokenomics, the economics of its IMX token.
How so?
Well, the IMX token, which powers the whole ecosystem, it has an inflationary model. A really significant chunk of the total supply, like over 76% initially, was allocated to the development team and for ecosystem growth.
Okay.
And these tokens have been steadily unlocking, entering the market on a set schedule that actually continues until the end of 2025.
Ah, so more and more tokens keep becoming available to sell.
Exactly. This constant increase in the circulating supply can put downward pressure on the token's price. It requires massive growth in the ecosystem just to absorb all that new supply.
That sounds like a big challenge. Is there anything balancing that out?
Well, compounding that issue is that unlike some other crypto projects, Immutable currently has no burning mechanism, no way to permanently remove IMX tokens from the supply to directly counteract that inflation.
Okay.
However, there's important context. By September 2025, something like 97% of the total IMX supply will already be circulating. So the impact of future unlocks should be way less severe.
So most of the inflation is already priced in, maybe?
Potentially, yeah. Plus, they have this clever feature where 20% of all the protocol fees have to be paid in IMX. And if the user paying the fee doesn't have IMX, the system automatically buys it on the open market for them.
Ah, so that creates constant buy pressure.
Exactly. Helps offset the inflationary supplies somewhat. But it still means...
They're really dependent on Web3 gaming taking off.
Absolutely. That's another major risk. That dependence on Web3 gaming adoption. Immutable's entire success really hinges on Web3 gaming becoming a mainstream thing.
And it's not quite there yet.
Not fully. There's still a lot of skepticism from traditional gamers about NFTs, play-to-earn models, If this trend doesn't take off like they predict, Immutable's target market could end up being much smaller.
Right. And are there competitors?
Oh, yeah. The market for gaming blockchains is highly competitive. You've got projects like Ronin, Bean. They're also fighting hard for developers and users. Plus, you have the larger general-purpose Layer 2s like Arbitrum, who could also host games.
So definitely a crowded space. Any technical risks or like centralization concerns?
That's an interesting point. Currently, the system that bundles the transactions, they call it the sequencer, is centralized. It's run by Immutable itself.
Ah, so they control the ordering of transactions.
They do. Now, your funds, your assets are ultimately secured by Ethereum's main network, so they're safe in that sense. But a centralized sequencer does introduce a theoretical risk, like network downtime caused by them, or potentially transaction censorship.
Okay, that's important to know.
Though, to be fair, they are actively working towards more decentralization. That's a common roadmap item for basically all Layer 2s starting out.
Gotcha. And what about regulatory issues? That's always a big cloud over crypto.
Yeah, crucial point. It's worth mentioning they actually received a Wells notice from the US SEC back in late 2023.
That's usually not good news. Signals an investigation, right?
Typically, yes.
Yeah.
It was a significant concern around their token sales. However, fast forward to March 2025, the SEC officially closed its investigation without taking any enforcement actions.
Wow, really? They dropped it.
Yep. Huge win for Immutable. And honestly, for the broader Web3 gaming industry, it significantly reduced a major regulatory risk hanging over the project.
That's massive. Okay, so if we had to boil all this down, quick summary, what's the elevator pitch for Immutable?
Okay, Immutable is a leading Layer 2 solution built on Ethereum. It's purpose-built to fix the big problems holding back Web3 gaming, like scalability, cost, user experience.
Yeah.
It aims to make true digital ownership and smooth gameplay a reality for millions.
And it does that using things like ZK rollups to bundle transactions, offering a whole platform for developers and players, while still navigating, its tokenomics and a really competitive market.
That sums it up pretty well.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive into Immutable, into the future of gaming. It really makes you rethink what owning something digital even means.
Indeed. Immutable is a prime example of these really ambitious projects tackling real-world problems, but in the digital space. And yeah, despite the technical hurdles, the tokenomics questions, their vision of true digital ownership for every single player, that's powerful.
And the partnerships show they're serious.
Exactly. Getting giants like Ubisoft on board shows they mean business.
Yeah.
And are really pushing boundaries.
This is a great point to quickly pause and remind our listeners of something.
That's right. If you're enjoying how we break down these complex projects into hopefully simple pieces and want more reviews just like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel, CryptoBox. We do all the complex research, so you don't have to.
Absolutely. Subscribe for more deep dives.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to our final provocative thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If we can actually achieve true digital ownership in gaming, what other parts of your digital life, your music, your movies, maybe even your online identity, could you or should you genuinely own those things too?
Ooh.
And what would that future really look like?
Yeah, it really opens up a whole new world of possibilities, doesn't it? Way beyond just games. We definitely encourage you to keep exploring, keep thinking critically about these huge shifts happening in the digital landscape.